Node 2105.
Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, how's my audio? Can anyone hear me?
Hear you loud and clear. Kilo Alpha Zero, Papa, Uniform Papa.
When clear also the K3J.
Alright, awesome. Alright, I've switched over to my cell phone data plan for right now because my main internet is still cutting in and out on me, so. Alright, I'm gonna get the netlogger started and then we shall begin. KJ7 OMO. Alrighty, folks. Sorry for the delay in the start of this net. I've had some technical issues with my internet, so for tonight I am conducting the net from my cell phone's internet connection. So hopefully it remains stable. Anyways, let's get the party started, shall we? KJ7 OMO, let me reset. Hello and welcome to the Pride Radio Group Net. My name is Kimberly, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, and my pronouns are she, her. I am your net control operator for this net. This is a roundtable net, and all calls should go through the net control station, aka yours truly. This net meets every Sunday at 2 a.m. Coordinated Universal Time. Normally at 2 a.m., but we've had a delay, but normally this net will meet every Sunday at 2 a.m. Coordinated Universal Time. Before we begin, do we have any emergency or other priority traffic? If at any time there is an emergency, please say break, break, and we will assist you. The Pride Radio Group provides an inclusive environment for all to learn, experiment, and enjoy radio communications by encouraging, promoting, and supporting diversity with the wider radio community, sharing our experiences and learnings with the community, and celebrating and embracing Pride on the air. For more information about the Pride Radio Group and how to join, plus gain access to our Discord chat room, head on over to prideradio.group. That's prideradio.group. Or you can check out Victor Kilo 3 Papa Romeo Golf or Kilo 3 Papa Romeo Golf on QRZ. Membership is free and all are welcome, regardless of who you are and who you love. Unless you hate us, of course. We don't want any haters among us. Let me reset. This net is being relayed on the various nodes, talk groups, and reflectors of the Pride Radio Network and affiliated systems, as well as various RF repeaters around the world, and is normally streamed live on YouTube, but I don't have enough bandwidth for that at the moment, so I am recording this instead so that it can be uploaded to YouTube later. And of course, this is being streamed live on Broadcastify and Icecast. For more information on how you can connect to this network, visit network.prideradio.group. Network.prideradio.group. By the way, Jared, you need to update that network site. And also, prideradionetwork.weebly.com. prideradionetwork.weebly.com. Weebly is spelled Whiskey Echo Echo Bravo Lima Yankee. Reset. And finally, you can also track and follow this net by downloading NetLogger on Windows, Linux, or Mac OS from netlogger.org. It's a nifty little thing where you could just pull up the net on NetLogger and you could see a list of call signs and everything going on behind the scenes. So check out NetLogger. It's free and it's really a cool thing. Alrighty, before we begin, do we have any news, announcements, or other items of business for the net and the Pride Radio Group?
I'll jump in quickly, VK3JD.
Alright, VK3JED, go ahead. And you've been checked in, by the way.
Yeah, just a little network update for those that haven't been following the NetOps channel on Discord. I have made some changes on my setup. The bridge between the two DMR networks that I manage, that's FreeDMR and Freestar, it's now got a local master on it, and I've patched in my YSF and NXDN reflectors directly into the local master, which will improve audio quality between those two reflectors and the three DMR networks that are included in the Pride network. So yeah, just a audio quality improvement there for those not using those systems or DMR. The audio quality will be unchanged from what it was previously. KJ7LMO, VK3JD.
Alright, VK3JED, thanks for the information. KJ7OMO, do we have any other announcements, news, or items of business for the Pride Radio Network and the Pride Radio Group, or related to this stuff? Come now.
Victor Kilo 2, Whiskey Alpha Yankee. Was that short on time? Sorry, I was only half paying attention, just walked in the door, but hi.
Alright, VK2WAY, go ahead with your announcements.
Sorry about that. No, I'd only just come up and figured we were a bit further into net and figured it must have been a call out for anyone. Sorry about that. Yeah, as you were, VK2WAY, back to KJ7 on.
Alright, no problem. You and Tony are checked in. Okay, I do have one announcement for the pertaining to the network here. I've made a slight change to the YSF reflector configuration. It now shares the same room number as the WiresX node. So for those of you who are connecting via YSF, the new number for the YSF reflector, which matches the WiresX room number, is 85527. So 21909 is no longer being used on YSF. It is now 85527, the same as my WiresX node. I made this change so that those who have Yaesu radios, myself included, would not waste any memory spaces by having two entries for the Pride network on their memory. And so, yeah, that'll allow everyone to save an extra slot on their radios, especially on the FT70D, where it's limited to just 5 memory slots for rooms. So 85527 is the YSF number for the US reflector on both the open source Fusion network and WiresX. Alright, I'm going to reset and then we shall begin taking check-ins. Alrighty, do we have anyone out there that would like to check in at this time? Let's start with mobile, in and out, and short on time stations. So if you're mobile, you're short on time, or you just want to pop in and out, come now with your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, your net control station for the Pride Radio Group Net.
Kilo 2 Bravo Sierra Delta, it's at Kilo 2 Bravo Sierra Delta, in and out, I'm portable at the Newington Park Station and on the very edge of the theatre range, so probably won't be able to.
Boy, your signal was really scratchy, full of static, but I did pull out your call sign. Victor Kilo 2 Bravo Sierra Delta. Portable or mobile, not sure, but on the fringe of the repeater network, in and out. So thank you so much for stopping by and saying hello. Do we have anyone else, mobile, short on time, or in and out stations? Come now. Alright, that's open it up to anyone, anywhere. So, anyone, anywhere, mobile or not. Doesn't matter if you're in your vehicle or if you're sitting down on your couch or you're at your station or maybe you're just going out for a stroll. Regardless of where you are or what you're doing, if you'd like to check into the Pride Radio Group Net, come now with your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically.
Kilo Alpha Zero Papa Uniform Papa, Kilo Alpha Zero Papa Uniform Papa, coming in through Echolink.
All right, we have Kilo Alpha Zero Papa Uniform Papa. Do we have any other stations that wish to check in? Come now. Alright, we're still taking more check-ins, so if there's anyone else out there that would like to check into the Pride Radio Group net, come now with your call signs, slowly, twice, and phonetically. Alright, all crickets, so let's start working these stations. VK3JED, KJ7OMO, it's your turn.
Yeah, good afternoon all. And yeah, Tony here, pronouns he, him. And yeah, coming to you on the aforementioned Fusion link. So Jared, assuming Jared's on DMR since that's what they're into, should be hearing me with as good an audio quality as a native DMR station. Now that the link between my reflector and the DMR talk group is digital all the way with no transcoding. So anyway, it's a very cold and overcast day here. I haven't checked the Weather Bureau for the temperature, but yeah, it's at 12 below 10 Celsius, that is. Yeah, let me have a look. The cloud is trying to clear. We had a very foggy morning. It was 6 degrees earlier. But yeah, very foggy. And yeah, the fog has lifted. The sun is trying to poke through, but the cloud is still persisting. So anyway, fire this up and have a look. And yeah, 8 degrees Celsius. Quite a chill in the air today. But as you'll see the photo in the Skids channel, yeah, I've actually got 5 modes running here today at the moment, but going in on Fusion at the moment, and I'll probably use that for most of the net. Give the new bridge a really good workout on a couple of sides. KJ7OMO with the group VK3JD.
Alright, VK3JED, KJ7OMO returning. You are sounding pretty good, and that's a neat little setup you got there. I'm just now looking at your picture on the Discord. Got some oh hey, I think those are FT70Ds, aren't they? At least some of them. I have those radios. I obviously have, you know, that radio. And then I have way more radios besides that. Alright, we're gonna send it to VK2WAY. This is KJ7OMO, and I encourage everybody who is, you know, who's checking in to make your pronouns known so that we can know you better. Over to you, Jared, KJ7OMO.
Thanks, Kimberly, and I hope you're all having a great weekend. Been a busy one for me, getting this work finished up. It's taking longer than I expected, so I had another late one last night. A sleep in this morning, and then off to pick up some bits and pieces for lunch, and that was why I was running in the door quickly as net started, and didn't realise that you'd been running late as well. So it didn't seem like I'd missed more than you're very proud of your preamble, at least, which is great. Other than that, yeah, I need more coffee before I really have much more to say. Yeah, need to wake up a bit more and get into the day. So back to you, KJ7OMO, VK2WAY.
Alright, VK2WAY, KJ7OMO returning. Fantastic. And by the way, once we're done with this, I need a little assistance to get the free DMR server running on my new virtual machine so that I could get all my network stuff moved over to it. Alright, we have an in and out from Victor Kilo 2 Bravo Sierra Delta. Once again, thank you for stopping by, and 7-3, and safe travels. Over to Kilo Alpha 0 Papa Uniform Papa. This is KJ7OMO, your net control station.
Hello, this is Kilo Alpha Zero Papa Uniform Papa. This is my first time on the net, so I'm excited to be here. My pronouns are he, him. It is currently 9:48 p.m. where I am, local time. 23 degrees Celsius and a nice clear night. Enjoying a nice weekend and celebrating Father's Day here in the States. And currently also playing Flight Simulator, just for fun while I'm talking, just to pass the time. And I'm just excited to be here. A little nervous as I'm not really good at public talking, but I'm excited to explore and open up and just have the hot mic with all of you and just learn how to work this, as I am new to ham radio. Got my license about 6 weeks ago, and it's been going great so far. I have been learning how to use my multiple Baofengs that I bought, and it is a very fun learning experience. I'm going to send it back to you, KJ7OMO. This is Kilo Alpha Zero, Papa Uniform Papa.
Alright, well, KA0PUP, KJ7OMO returning. Well, welcome to the ham radio hobby. It's really excited to have you aboard and to hear you on the air, and also welcome for your first time to the Pride Radio Group Net. And we are thrilled to have you aboard. The way this particular net works is, well, this is a round table, so after I've called everyone out so that they could say what they need to say, I'll call for more check-ins, and then after that, if there's any more check-ins, we'll work them, and then after that, we'll go back to the top of the list and basically call everybody on the list again, and, well, rinse and repeat. So that's pretty much how this particular net works. There are other nets that might have their own ways of operating, their own ways of doing stuff. So, yeah, not two nets are alike. Everyone does their nets, a different way. But yeah, once again, welcome aboard, and in just a little bit, we're gonna call you again, so stand by. Speaking of calling people, we're at the end of the list, so let's have another round, folks. If there's anyone out there that would like to make your presence known on the Pride Radio Group Net, come now with your call signs, slowly, twice, and phonetically. This is KJ7OMO, your net control station. Alright, do we have anyone else out there that would like to check in at this time? Come now with your call signs, slowly, twice, and phonetically. Alright, stand by, folks, for just a second. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar. If there's anyone on this reflector that is looking for the Pride Radio Group Net, QSY to 85527. Once again, if there's anyone on this reflector that is looking for the Pride Radio Group Net, QSY to 85527. That's 85527. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar. Alright, sorry about that, folks. I had to take care of something. Alright, one more call for check-ins. So, do we have anyone else out there that would like to check into the Pride Radio Group Net at this time? Come now with your call signs, slowly, twice, and phonetically. Alright, nobody else out there at this time, so we're going to send it over to Victor Kilo 3, Juliet Echo Delta. This is KJ7 OMO.
Yeah, okay. And, just looking at Jared's question on the NetOps channel. And I can give my answer to that question verbally. Mine hasn't really changed, and I'm hosting all the same services. The only difference is that the link between YSF and free DMR, or the Space DMR networks, no longer goes via the USRP backbone. It goes directly from YSF to my local master, and then across to the two DMR networks directly. Avoids the transcode cycle. So from a practical point of view, no difference there, Jared. So you can treat that how you like, whether you don't want to change anything at all, because it's pretty much it. And but I know Kimberly's got a number of changes that she'll want to fire your way, to do with YSF, YSX, and a couple of other things. So that's about it. This sun is slowly breaking through, but the air's still very chilly. So if this cloud will clear and the sun will come out, it actually won't be too bad. But it's taking its time. It's been struggling for the past hour or so at least, to push through the cloud. So it's a very, very slow clearing. Yesterday, on the other hand, was a beautiful day, and it was a nice day to be outdoors for most of it, as I was. So in the sun. So that was a contrast to today. What else has been happening? Not a huge amount. I've still got a lot more work to do server side, but most of that will just happen in the background, and any disruptions will be brief as I transfer services to the new server one by one. But they will be brief interruptions, and not down for days sort of things. And I'm going to do it in a way that allows to be done bit by bit. Anyway, KJ7OMO with the group VK3JD in very chilly central Victoria.
Alright, VK3JED, KJ7OMO returning. Yeah, I'm also going to have something similar going to what you're doing, but rather feeding everything into DMR, I'm going to feed everything into YSF instead. Because I want to see if I could get wideband on YSF to work. So I'm thinking maybe having, the normal narrowband YSF, and try and have a secondary YSF connection going, but in wideband mode, just as an experiment. To see what kind of crazy things I could do with that. So, so I want to feed everything into YSF. So, yeah. So there's that, and let's see. And yes, I'm going to be organizing my server in a way where everything is labeled. Everything goes into its own folders. Everything is labeled so that I'll know, where everything is, and it makes everything neat and tidy that way. Because in my current setup, well, everything is a mess, and I don't know where everything is, and I just have a hard time to figure out, you know, stuff out, and when things break, well, that's gonna pose a problem. So by having everything neat, tidy, and organized, if anything breaks, I'll be able to go straight into it and fix the problems. So yeah, major changes are coming, and I'm also moving everything over to a new host. So that means that there's going to be another update to do with the host files once that is done. Alright, let's send it back to VK2WAY. This is KJ7OMO, your net control station for the Pride Radio Group Net.
Cheers for that, Kimberly, and yeah, I can get that updated. Just let me know what is missing from it, and I can do it easily. Just looking for a WiresX, or there's a Yaesu WiresX logo. Copy that, and put that one in. So I'll get that one on there. And was there any other changes that come to mind that I need to incorporate? And can you send them over on a Discord for me if there is, just so I can. I'll get to that and I'll publish it later. I see that you've moved your site, the Mother Owl Network, and given it a bit of a revamp. Nice work. Certainly, I mean, you've got servers sitting there in the cloud. I mean, you could probably self-host too, but we can get to that later. Yeah. Thankfully, with Docker, you'll have a much cleaner host file system, at least, because everything will be nicely containerized, and you won't have that mess of bridge directories and ports going everywhere, so that will simplify things a fair bit. And the nice thing about doing it with a Docker Compose file is that it is very repeatable, and you can do it the way Tony's done it, with like individual config files and putting them as file system files that you mount into containers. But I personally prefer to do it all with environment variables where I can now. My configs aren't as complex as Tony's, so that makes sense. But it depends on what you want to do. It could, if you're going to spend a day doing environment variable substitutions for everything you need, then it's probably worth just keeping the config file, for instance. But yeah, those of you, feel free to hit me up with questions. Possibly best to answer questions rather than just general poking things at you. But yeah, I'll send Kimberly some documentation to get started and get her head around Docker a bit more. Anyway, this is VK2WAY, back to KJ7 until we come around again.
Alright, VK2WAY, KJ7OMO returning. Yes, I'm gonna hit you up once we're done with the net here, and yeah, I do want to start switching everything over to Docker, or at least all that I can, and anything else that's not on Docker, well, I'll just run it as is, and then once it's been imported to Docker, then I could just import that to Docker. And I do want, and every time I start a new thing up, I want to be able to point it to its own configuration file or whatever, because I want to be, because in case if I want to do something that's not Pride Network related, then I want to be able to start that up on its own thing. So yeah, let's get to working on that and get all the Docker stuff going, and also get the free DMR server working, because I tried getting that working earlier, but I've had nothing but problems with it, and then I wound up having to reinstall my server's OS just to start fresh again. So yeah, I think once we're done with this here, I'll hit you up. Alright, enough rambling for now. I'll send it over to the puppy, KA0PUP. This is KJ7OMO. Love that call sign, by the way.
Thank you. I was really excited that I was the only one that was actually applied for it, and I kept checking A7 EQ like every day for the 2 weeks that it took to wait for that to get through. And I need to learn Docker myself, especially now that I have a Flipper Zero on order, and that's going to be fun to learn. What do I talk about? I guess, well, for me getting started with ham radio stuff, I'm looking at some equipment. I bought a Samlex power supply, 30 amp switching, a couple weeks ago. I'm looking at the ICOM IC7100 because that thing just looks freaking beautiful, and that's probably going to be my birthday present to myself in the next couple of weeks. That's going to be a fun $1,000 though. I'm also been working with some software-defined radio stuff on my Raspberry Pi. I have a NOAA antenna tuned to 127 megahertz, and I've been trying to experiment with capturing the weather images from the satellites off and on, and I've only had one partial success. So hopefully I can get that going more, and once I master that, I want to get the get GOES imagery as well, because part of the reason why I am doing ham radio stuff is I have pretty much an obsession with space and astronomy, and I think satellite imaging and capturing data from satellites and processing on my own just sounds a really neat thing to do in my spare time that helps my hobby and obsession. And that's pretty much all I can think of when it comes to ham radio stuff. General stuff, I've been doing pretty good. I'm still a bit nervous as this is my first time on this net, but you know, I'm having a good time. I'm loving listening to everyone, and I'm excited to just be a ham radio puppy on the net. Back to you, KJ7OMO. This is Kilo Alpha Zero, Papa Uniform Papa.
KA0PUP, KJ7OMO returning. Oh, heck yeah, ham radio will definitely help you with your obsession with satellite communication stuff. And not only for receiving satellite stuff, but also transmitting to them. There's like a whole bunch of amateur radio, I forget what they're called, but for lack of a better word, amateur radio nodes or transceivers or whatever the heck on various satellites. So if one flies overhead and you set your radio up to the to those frequencies, you might be able to work other stations that are also on the satellite repeater frequencies, especially the ISS. There's a ton of people that always are working other stations through the ISS repeater, and the ISS also has another set of frequencies where you could try and talk to the astronauts that are aboard the ISS as well. And they also have, yes, even more frequencies, but for SSTV purposes and other digital stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do on these amateur satellites, including the International Space Station. And yes, that's technically a satellite. All right. But yeah, once again, welcome aboard the ham radio hobby, and we're glad to have you aboard, and have fun with all of your amateur radio experimentations. All of us are having fun. All right, we're at the bottom of the list, so let's see if we can add some more people to this list and get some more voices on the air. So if you'd like to make your presence known on the Pride Radio Group net, come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically. This is KJ7OMO. Alright, do we have anyone else out there that would like to make your presence known on the Pride Radio Group Net? Come now with your call signs, slowly, twice, and phonetically. Hopefully the subspace relays aren't broken. Hi. Let's send it over to VK3JED since there's no one else out there at the moment. KJ7OMO.
Yeah, well, what is working here, Kimberley? Yeah, all links are up, and the different latencies are interesting. DMR has the highest latency, and that's interesting. Latency between DMR and that's free DMR, which the repeater's logged into, and my fusion reflector is barely perceptible. The latency between the free DMR master and the core of the network is a good half second, mate, between half second and a second. So that's interesting. The differences. So there's a delay jumping onto DMR for some reason compared to jumping off it. M17 delay off the backbone's about half, I would say, and similar to All-Star delay off the backbone. So it's interesting comparing the latencies. And I D-Star, I'm not quite sure. That's probably slightly long because it's got to take a bit of a longer path around trip from Sydney to here and back to Sydney. And then, of course, back to here again because that first loops to get the transcoding done. Yeah, welcome to KA0PEP, the pup. Really good to hear you here, and welcome to Ham Radio, and you're going to have a lot of fun as you progress through the hobby. Satellites are a lot of fun. I've worked a few myself, so that's definitely something you want to get into. Really good. And for Jared, wonder how I sound because I'm going directly on Fusion, and it's pure digital between you and me until it comes out of your radio on DMR. Thought. And to something you commented on earlier, I have one FT70 which was in the photo for the Fusion radio. The others were other handhelds were an IC91AD for D-Star and the Anytone 878R. KJ7OMO with the group VK3JD.
Alright, awesome sauce. Yeah, you got quite the collection there. I also have quite the collection. Yaesu 4XR, Yaesu FT70D, a bunch of Baofeng radios, Radioddity GD77, Anytone 5, 888UV, FTM 300 Delta, or D or Delta, FTM 100D or Delta, a bunch of MMDVM stuff, ICOM IC718, I got quite the collection here, and probably a few others, but yeah, I have so many radios in my shack, and I'm likely gonna add to the collection, as time goes on, and probably making my mother a little upset every time she sees another radio added to my shack, but whatever, it's my shack, I do what I want with it, right? Over to VK2WAY, this is KJ7OMO.
Between the KJ7OMO, the KJ2WAY returning to the group, and between the mobile broadcast rig and my boxes upon boxes of cables and adapters and various other bits and pieces, and then the other set of boxes with components and other things in it in a one-bedroom inner city apartment. Yeah, not much room for more radios, but I'm going to try. Yeah, not so many here at the moment. Yeah, ADMR radio. This is a Retevis RT3S and a FM analog UHF VHF and a USDX. So yeah, not much this side at the moment, but yeah, keep on destroying Balfangs, which stops the collection growing. Other than that, yeah, Tony, just shoot those questions or things across whenever you have them. Was it you said, or Kimberly wanted to say something? I wanted to pick my brain about something after net. Shoot them across at any point. I do need to get back into work zone at some point this afternoon, so it's not going to be a full radio day, unfortunately. But yeah, if I can finally finish this, it's all CSS left to do, and it's Utify. So it's all frameworked up already, which means I have to fight every step of the way to change it. Fun times, it's frustrating, but it'll get done today and from tomorrow morning and delivered, and I can forget about it. Anyway, KJ7 all knows, VK2WAY.
Sounds like a lot of fun. VK2WAY, KJ7OMO. A lot of fun indeed. I'll send it over to KA0PUP and see what else the puppy is barking about. KJ7OMO.
I'm not really barking about much. I was thinking about my workstation whenever you were talking about yours and how it's slowly getting filled with just bunches of random stuff and how I'm already running out of space. About, I think it was 2 Christmases ago, I got ironically, a Husky branded workbench for Christmas from my parents, and it's in our basement, and it's where my Raspberry Pi is, my 3D printer is, my radio stuff, and all just the little weird things I like to build. One of the things I'm building is a lightning detector that's connected to just like a buzzer with like one of those tower lamps that you can get on Adafruit, and it just buzzes and flashes at you every time a lightning strikes. And that is a fun little project that I'm still working out the kinks and the coding on that, since it's powered by an Arduino. And another fun little project that is on my workbench is I found out a couple months ago that you can buy like bootleg fire alarms on Amazon, like the actual like pull down piece and then the little siren piece. So I bought one of each of those, and I wired it so it doesn't make noise, and I replaced the siren LEDs with like ultra bright white ones. And so I made a lamp basically that is a fire alarm pull station, and it just came to me on a whim. It's like, I gotta do this. This is just something dumb for fun on my workbench, and it's just a little nightlight now that you operate by pretending there's a fire. That's just a couple of little things that I'm doing on my workbench lately. Another thing is with my 3D printer, just printing some stuff for friends, just little dumb things. Like I printed a statue from, I think it was Dead Space, the game Dead Space, one of their beacons, for my friend a couple weeks ago. And other than that, my workstation's been pretty dormant. That's what I've been really working on lately. I got nothing really else to say right now, so I'll send it back to you guys. This is Kilo Alpha Zero, Papa Uniform Papa.
KA0PUP, KJ7OMO returning. That little lamp idea sounds really fun. And I definitely want to get myself a 3D printer one of these days, because there's so many things I want to do or want to get or want to whatever, but just can't find them. So having a 3D printer would be really handy. And as for the lightning detector thing, that is so awesome. In fact, I actually want to get me a lightning detector or make one or whatever because, doggone it, when I'm on the radio, on the air, I want to know when a storm is coming so that I could yank the antenna connections off these radios and protect my thousands of dollars worth of equipment. Because even though storms are rare here, when they do occur, they tend to be rather nasty. So, yeah, having a lightning detector is an absolute must. Alright, we're at the bottom of the list, so let's see if we can get anyone else out there. If anyone else would like to check into the Pride Radio Group Net at this time, come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically.
Victor Echo 5, Alpha Romeo Juliet, Art in Saskatoon. Victor Echo 5, Alpha Romeo Juliet, Art in Saskatoon.
Alright, we have Victor Echo 5, Alpha Romeo Juliet. Do we have anyone else out there that would like to check into the Pride Radio Group Net? Come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically. Alright, one more time. Anyone else out there that would like to make your presence known on the Pride Radio Group Net? Come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically. Alright, no one else at this time, so we're gonna send it over to Victor Echo 5 Alpha Romeo Juliet, our first Canadian station on the Pride Radio Group Net. This is KJ7OMO.
Yes, this is Victor Echo 5, Alpha Romeo Juliet. Just listening to the net here, and we're getting used to system upgrades on this end, and I heard your net in there, so I figured I'd listen to it for a while and see what was going on. So it's an interesting net, and we shall keep on listening. Victor Echo 5, Alpha Romeo Juliet, back to net control.
Alright, awesome. We're glad to have you aboard, and we're gonna call you again in just a little bit. Before I send it to the top of the list, do we have anyone out there that would like to make your presence known at this time? Come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically. Alright, I didn't think anyone else was out there at this time. Over to Victor Kilo 3, Juliet Echo Delta. This is KJ7OMO.
Okay, Kimberly, and here for your info, I did mention on Discord, but for everyone else's info, Jared, you are sounding cleaner here as well on Fusion, and I usually hear you on DMR radio, which of course is pretty clean, or through All Star, but you actually sound better through the Fusion radio because there's a little bit nicer, easier to listen to, receive audio. The Anytone can sometimes be a little bit harsh, but the Yaesu is quite a nice, broad, mellow audio. Still has good top end, but yeah, the bottom end's a little bit better than the Anytone. So yeah, you're sounding probably the best I've ever heard you. So this new link's working brilliantly. Very happy with that. It's the only two pieces of infrastructure currently on Docker, and that number will increase, of course, but currently is the SSTV network analog reflector and the VMR bridge master, or master bridge, whichever way you look at it. But yeah, I am sort of on the threshold of putting the next piece across, and yeah, I looked at using environment variables, but yeah, I just got so much. It was actually easier to use configuration files. I use environment variables to enable and disable various components inside the container, and occasionally for other things, but yeah, for the actual configuration, there's so much to do that it was just easy to keep the configuration file. But being in the same tree as everything else, it's really, really easy to back up, which I made full use of a few weeks ago, and I accidentally trashed the server. But it only took a couple of hours to rebuild from scratch. And the Docker part was the quickest part to bring back up from memory. KJ7OMO with the group VK3JD.
Alright, VK3JED, KJ7OMO returning, and I'll send it over to VK2WAY.
So Kimberly VK2WAY returning to the group, and not much more to add once again, but what else has happened over the last couple of days? Yes, that's right. Network issues that I've been having on and off occasionally with some weird stuff not connecting. It did end up seeming to be DNS. So I was playing with Unbound, the DNS server, for something different, seeing if any of the modern DNS servers would behave or do things anything more interestingly or differently than traditional ones like Bind, and yeah, that was a bad idea. Back on Bind 9 now, everything's running perfectly, and as part of that, I fixed up my IPv6 and moved the IPv6 tunnel back to Australia instead of the US, so my ping times across the IPv6 side of things have halved. And just watching the logs scroll past now with Sailed Van happily blocking all of the folks thinking that SIPs are free for all on the All-Star node. Back to you. KJ7OMO, VK2WAY.
Alrighty, VK2WAY, KJ7OMO returning. Not much to say at this time, so I'll send it over to Kilo Alpha Zero Papa Uniform Papa. Let's see what else you have to say, or bark. I mean, say, whatever. Love the call sign again. KJ7OMO.
I'm glad you all like it. It makes me happy because, I'm Pup. My persona is a husky. I don't really have much to say. I forgot to mention back whenever I was talking about my satellite obsession, I have successfully multiple times been able to listen to the space station, although every time I have been, it's been in repeater mode, so I've been able to hear other people talk to it, and this is really nice because, well, watching the space station fly overhead is something that I like to do with my brother, my mom, my dad, and my grandpa. it's kind of a thing that we all like together. It's a little bonding thing with my grandpa. And I feel like that now that I have the ability to listen to the space station as it flies overhead, it kind of just enhances it. And I showed my grandpa that for the first time a couple weeks ago after like a 2-week drought of not being able to see the space station because of the orbits. He thought it was really neat, and he told me that one of his best friends actually is a ham radio operator as well. And I thought that was pretty neat. I can't remember his call sign off the top of my head, though. So, yeah. I don't really have much to say, and I'm actually, it's getting kind of late over where I am, so I might be heading out soon. But I'm just happy that I was able to finally join a net after weeks of having other things pop up around this time, and I hope I can be on more in the future. Back to you, KG7OMO. This is Kilo Alpha Zero, Papa Uniform Papa.
All right, awesome sauce. What I suggest you do next time you see the space station fly by, is to, and if you have a Yagi or something, a 2-meter, 70-centimeter dual band Yagi antenna, point that sucker right at the space station, and you might be able to hear the repeater better, and also work other people on the repeater. And it's also recommended that you have a radio that is flashed with a firmware that allows automatic tracking of the satellite and automatic compensation for Doppler shift. The Radioddity GD77 with the Open GD77 firmware has that neat satellite tracking feature. So if you ever want to try and work the ISS or whatever satellite you want to work, that's one of the ways you could do it. So yeah, it's just a thought. And not only that, but the rest of your family might actually enjoy seeing you bounce signals back and forth between the space station. I don't have a Yagi myself, but I was able to talk on the space station with my external antenna when it flew by over at certain angles. So I don't yet have the ability to like always be in contact with them, but as soon as I get a Yagi antenna, then I'll have a much better shot at being able to contact the space station or its repeater for longer periods instead of at a certain window of elevation. Okay, over to Victor Echo 5 Alpha Romeo Juliet. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar, your net control station for the Pride Radio Group Net. Alright, one more time for Victor Echo 5 Alpha Romeo Juliet. This is KJ7OMO. Alright, looks like that station's gone, so I'll mark them as as checked out, and they are more than welcome to check back in anytime they wish. Alright, we're at the end of the list, so let's see if we can get anyone else out there. If there's anyone out there that would like to check into the net, or if you'd like to come back, come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically. All right. Anyone else out there that would like to make your presence known on the Pride Radio Group Net at this time? Come now with your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically. All right. No one else out there at this time. I would like to take a moment to encourage our scanner listeners, those without a license, to go on out there and study for study for those exams, and try and get your ham radio license so that you can join in on the fun. We would love to have new voices on the air. So if you're a scanner listener without a license and you happen to stumble upon this net, go get your license and join us and have fun, and also have other fun on different radio frequencies too. So get those licenses. And to everyone listening, as a reminder, we are also on NetLogger, so if you'd like to see a list of call signs and follow along, download NetLogger on Windows, Mac OS, or Linux from netlogger.org. Alright, we're gonna send it over to VK3JED. This is KJ7OMO.
And the great chill continues. This cloud is not clearing, so it's still staying chilly out here. Very weak sunlight filtering through, but that's about it. It's got no potency at all. A couple of things I missed out on last round for KA0PEP. I love the fire alarm nightlight idea. Being a firefighter myself, I could easily warm to that idea. Having a fire alarm button that triggers a light. Yeah, I can see the appeal in that. So nice little project done there. And there was something I was going to comment for you too, Kimberly. I did do some experiments with my YSF reflector to try and make it wide capable as well, and link it directly to P25 when in wide mode. But the problem I had is because of the number and complexity of network links on the Pride network, I got some really odd feedback coming through the longer route. I may revisit that experiment, but on a standalone set of reflectors. Might put up a couple of extra reflectors and link them together. Cluster and see if I can make that work first, directing traffic, because the analog bridge software has facilities to direct the different codec types to different ports, but getting it to play nice and not cause loops was a bit of a challenge. So got to put that one back to the drawing board. I'm not supporting wide mode at the moment, but if I can find a way to do it without creating loops, I will do it at my end. But I made a own system and build that up bit by bit. But with Docker available, that should be fairly easy to do now. KJ7OMO with the group VK3JED.
Yeah, copy that. I was thinking of VK3JED KJ7OMO. Copy that. I was thinking about setting up a standalone YSF reflector and connecting the wide mode straight over to analog reflector. But what if I get a station on wires X that wants to use wideband mode, then I'm gonna have to see if I could set my my existing YSF reflector in a way that could switch between wideband or narrowband modes, accordingly. I don't know. We'll have to see what kind of experimentation we could do there. But yeah, I would love to see if I can get wideband mode working on that sucker. I wonder if YSF Reflector could actually take on both wide and narrow at the same time. I don't know. That might create some loopback issues there. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. We'll see what happens. Over to VK2WAY from KJ7OMO.
KJ7OMO, VK2WAY, returning, and yeah, I think I've actually run out of things to say, which is doesn't happen that often. So yeah, I'm not sure where to take it next. Yeah, just poking around, still watching log files on my servers, enjoying watching packets fly past, and various other things, key ups and metadata. Yeah. Thinking about not going back to work this afternoon, but I know I'm going to have to if I really want to get this finished. But it'd be so easy to get distracted by radio for the rest of the day. But I promised myself little radio until I do get it done, and yeah, made an exception for PrideNet, but that was planned. Alrighty, I'll leave it at that for now, and scroll back around the group and see what shakes out. KJ7OMO, VK2WAY.
VK2WAY, KJ7OMO returning. Well, let's see if we could shake the puppy back out of hiding again. KA0PUP from KJ7OMO.
I think I'll be back in hiding pretty quickly, as I think I'm going to be checking out after this one, as it is getting late. I'm glad that you were interested in my lightning detector and my fire alarm lamp. If you go into the Discord server channel General 2, I did post the stuff that I used for both of those projects in there if you want to take a look at them. And I think one last thing I forgot to mention when I was talking about the ISS stuff, I was actually able to use my Baofeng UV3X and UV5R with just a standard rubber ducky antenna. I don't have a Yagi. It's definitely on my list. I do want to get one, and I did just put that Radiodity onto my list as well of stuff that I might get. I'm also looking at that Anytone. I forget what it is off the top of my head, but it's the Anytone DMR HT that like does everything for digital. The one that's like $300. That's definitely on my kit list, and I don't really have anything else much to say. I've been enjoying this, but I think it's time for me to check out and get ready for tomorrow, since tomorrow's Father's Day, and I'm going to be seeing my grandparents tomorrow. So this is Kilo Alpha Zero, Papa Uniform Papa, and I hope you all have a good night or day.
Alright, KA0PUP, thanks so much for stopping by. I shall say 7-3 to you, and you have yourself a wonderful night, and wish all your folks happy Father's Day and all that stuff, and have fun. And yeah, the GD77 is a DMR radio, so but with the third-party firmware, it becomes so much more. So yeah, definitely something to look out for. Alright, we are now back at the bottom of the list. Let's see if there's anyone else out there that would like to check into the Pride Radio Group net, or perhaps return to the Pride Radio Group net. Come now with your call signs, slowly, twice, and phonetically. Alright, do we have any more stations wishing to check into the Pride Radio Group net at this time? Come now with your call signs, slowly, twice, and phonetically. Well, daggone, it's awfully quiet out there in Radio Land. Time to get some more repeaters connected to our network so that it'll be less quiet. Over to VK3JED from KJ7OMO.
Yeah, what can I say? It's all good fun, and yeah, for those that are trying to run away, all I say is you can run, but it's not going to do you any good. Yeah, for those that don't know me, yeah, if I'm not playing radio, I'm out on the track, so I can move when I want to. But you'll hear more about that during my summer months. I'm in winter season and just doing a little bit of cross country, a bit longer and slower than I normally do. But yeah, I like getting out there and being active. It's another side of me, very different to radio, very different to sitting down and playing with Docker containers and the like. Yeah, this weekend's been interesting because it's alternated, starting Friday night, working on the new master. First thing Saturday, park run, 5k, I was pacing a friend to his PB. Yeah, he was wrapped that he got that. Then I come back home, linked Fusion and NXDN to the new master. And then I went out, 1k cross country. Then I came back talking about Docker and analog reflector and gateways all last night. Then out for a yoga class this morning, and then here I am on the net talking and playing radios again. So it has been this really alternating weekend. The alternating may have quietened down if I go out for a stroll later, because I hadn't planned on doing anything else active, but that's still not out of the question. So yeah, I do mix things up quite a bit from one to the other and back. So thought I'd throw that in as a little bit of an aside. Yeah, after the net, initially I'll go back, I'll review those couple of projects. Yeah, the fire alarm one's interesting. Lightning, nice to have. Do get the odd storm here, but yeah, there's probably lightning monitoring services too that I've got access to as well. But yeah, rolling your own does have its appeal. Anyway, KJ7OMO with the group, VK3JD.
Alrighty, VK3JED, KJ7OMO returning. Yeah, those definitely look like fun projects, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna take a look at that for sure, especially the lightning detector, because the lightning detector would be very useful for me, because I would love to have that, you know, again, so if a storms are coming, I know when to disconnect my radio gear from the antennas and not risk them being hit by lightning and being fried. Ooh, fried radios. Ooh, no bueno, no good. Over to VK2WAY. This is KJ7OMO.
Thank you there, KJ7OMO, VK2 WAY returning, and yeah, I think I might wrap it up at this point for me and move on and get back into the work zone, because if I don't do it soon, I'm just going to get distracted. I've already gone down rabbit holes after seeing some things in my logs, and nothing major, just more warnings that I'm like, I could probably clean those things up while I'm sitting here chatting. So yeah, but shoot me those questions across. I'll get to them as soon as when I need a distraction, which won't be too far away, I'm sure. Been a pleasure as always, and fun chatting. And yeah, sorry I'm not as lively as usual. I'm drained and headachy, and yeah, could probably do it going back to sleep. But yeah, more to do. Fun. I should have done more of this in the last week or so when I was flapping off and playing radio more than I should have been. So yeah, surprisingly pay now, and yeah, I deserve it. Anyway, hand it back to you, KJ7OMO, VK2WAY.
Say, no sympathy for self-inflicted. Sorry, couldn't resist that. Oh, hi. Over to you, Kimberly.
Very funny, you two. Very funny. All right. Well, Siobhan's net is going to begin in a little bit, so I think we'll make this the final round. But before we do we have anyone out there at this time that would like to check in to the Pride Radio Group net? This is the final call. Come now with your call signs, slowly, twice, and phonetically. Alright, anyone else out there that would like to check into the Pride Radio Group net? Come now with your call signs, slowly, twice, and phonetically. This is the final call. Alright, no more check-ins will be taken for this week. And we're going to go ahead and take it back to the top of the list for one last round. Over to VK3JED for a final. This is KJ7OMO.
Yeah, well, another good net, as usual, even if we did have a little late start, but we got there and the net came good, and I've had a bit of fun. And yeah, even talk Jared out, that's a rarity. Sorry, couldn't resist. Yeah, but Jared, I will say, has been a fantastic help through my Dockerizing project, and getting the DMR master up and running on Friday night. Certainly got me to the point where the last few little hiccups I had were things I could troubleshoot myself. They were finalised, but yeah, definitely a lot of good help there, getting all that up and running. And yeah, certainly more to do down the track. But yeah, well, I'll go back inside. I'll have a look. Got those couple of projects, the fire alarm and the lightning detector to peruse, and yeah, see how they all hang together. And yeah, catch up on a bit of email and other bits and pieces. And yeah, the VK5s have been launching a couple of balloons. There's some pretty high level jet streams, I think. They're recording some high speeds heading in this direction, apparently. But yeah, they've got to get pretty close to get over the hill before I can hear them. The new house will have far better view in that northwest direction. So when they do come across. Anyway, on that note, I'll say 7-3. We'll probably catch some of you on Discord later in the day, my time, or in the week to come. And have fun in the meantime. KJ7OMO with the group, VK3JD. Cheers all. I'll be listening the rest of the final round.
Alright, thanks as always for sticking around with us and having fun on the net. And 7-3. Over to VK2WAY for a final. This is KJ7OMO.
Thank you, KJ7OMO, VK2WAY returning, and yeah, I hope you all have a fantastic, whatever it is left of weekends, wherever you are, another, or half a day of weekends left here, and yeah, enjoy it, stay safe, and be good or not, or be good at not being good. This is VK2WAY saying 73, and I will catch you on Discord. Back to KJ7OMO.
Alrighty, VK2WAY KJ7OMO returning. Thanks also for sticking around and also having fun on the net with us. Alright, do we have anyone who was previously checked into the net that would like to say their 7-3s? Come now. Alrighty, folks, that is a wrap. I would like to thank all of you for participating and having fun on this net. I also would like to thank the Waverley Amateur Radio Society in Sydney, as well as the folks behind the VK3RBO repeater for the use of their systems to carry this net, as well as VK3JED and VK2WAY and the rest of the Pride Radio group for making this net possible. I now return all frequencies, repeaters, and other systems back to their abnormal abuse. I mean normal amateur use. 7-3 everyone from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar. And yes, I will be connecting the Pride Radio network over to PSRG for Siobhan's net and handing it over to that net control operator. KJ7OMO, I will be sticking around. Alrighty, YouTube. That's it for me. Be sure to like, subscribe, ring that bell, and we'll see you on the next video. 7-3, y'all, from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar.